Assalamu alaikum. I'm Mohammed Haris and this is Fears, where stories don't whisper, fear speaks. Tonight you'll hear bloody, real and terrifying tales told by none other than Killer Droid, who doesn't just narrate, she clings to your mind. If you're alone or feel like someone's watching you, it's better you stop this video right now, because these stories attack in silence. But if you truly think you're brave, then watch till the end and drop a comment. Fears can't harm me. Subscribe to Fears, because the next story might be right behind you. Recite Ayatul Kursi. The tale is about to begin.
No one in the small town of Langley speaks of Mirror Lake after sunset. They avoid it in conversation, in maps, even in memory. They say it's cursed, but no one says exactly how. That summer, 17-year-old Sarah Keller moved to town with her mom after a messy divorce. She didn't believe in curses. She didn't believe in ghost stories. She just wanted to fit in. So when a few local teens invited her for a midnight swim, she said yes. The lake was quiet that night, too quiet. No bugs, no frogs, not even wind. Just a perfectly still black mirror stretched across the forest. The kids laughed as they stripped to their swimsuits, racing each other into the cold, glassy water. Sarah was last. As she stepped in, the chill hit her bones. Something brushed past her ankle. Smooth, cold, like skin but colder. She gasped, but no one heard. Then her friend Jeremy vanished. One moment he was floating on his back, the next he was gone. No splash, no struggle. Jeremy. Someone called out. Silence. The group started shouting. Splashing. Diving under to look for him. But Sarah couldn't move. Her eyes were locked on something beneath the surface. A pale face. Round, bloated, floating just inches below the water, staring up at her with hollow eyes. Its mouth opened, and a stream of bubbles hissed out. Not like air escaping, but like words. It whispered, "Stay with us." Panic surged through her. She turned to swim back, but her body wouldn't move. The water had thickened, turned viscous, like tar. Her arms felt heavy. Her lungs ached. One by one, the others sank, quietly, as if something was pulling them down without a sound. No screams, just gurgles. Then, she was alone. Sarah broke free barely. She stumbled onto the shore, coughing, shaking, soaked to the bone. No one else made it out. Police said it was an accident. Said the others probably drowned. They drained part of the lake. Found nothing. No bodies. No clothes. That was 3 years ago. Now every night, at exactly 3:07 a.m., Sarah wakes up to the sound of water dripping in her room. She lives miles from the lake, in a second-floor apartment. There's no leak. She's seen something in the mirror, too. Not her reflection. Something else. Watching her. Waiting. And when the room is silent enough, she hears it. That same voice. Whispering through the darkness, just like before. Stay with us. She doesn't sleep much anymore. It was the first night of their road trip. Kayla, Jasmine, and their cousin Nora checked into the Mayfair Grand, an old, towering hotel in downtown New Orleans, known more for its antique beauty than its luxury. The marble floors were cracked, the chandeliers dusty, but the girls didn't mind. It was just for one night. They had booked room 312, but the woman at the front desk looked puzzled. "I'm sorry," she said, brows tightening. "There's been a mix-up. I'll put you in room 313. It's available." She didn't ask questions. Room 313 was at the very end of a long, silent hallway, dimly lit by a flickering sconce. The door was old, brass numbers half faded. The air around it was colder. The moment they stepped in, Jasmine shivered. "This room feels weird," she whispered. It smelled like mildew, and something older. The carpet was threadbare. The walls were stained. The single window was nailed shut, and the curtains didn't move, even when the girls tried to tug them. That night, the nightmares began. Kayla woke first. Her bed sheets were soaked in sweat. She dreamed of a woman with no eyes, standing in the corner of the room, whispering something over and over. She couldn't remember the words, but she could still hear the rhythm. When she turned on the lamp, it sparked and died. Jasmine screamed in her sleep. When Nora shook her awake, Jasmine's eyes opened, but they were pitch black, like ink had flooded them. In the silence that followed, they heard breathing, not from any of them, from inside the closet. Jasmine, now shaking uncontrollably, whispered, "She's still in here." Kayla opened the closet slowly. Nothing. But when she closed it, there was a woman's face in the mirror behind them. Hollow eyes, mouth open, smiling. The mirror shattered. They ran screaming, down the hallway that now seemed endless. No elevator, no stairs. Just more doors, all numbered 313. The lights above them burst one by one as they ran. Behind them, the soft sound of bare feet slapping against the floor, catching up, then silence. The next morning, the police found them curled up in the lobby, trembling, speaking gibberish. "There is no room 313 in the Mayfair Grand. There never was. The hotel was abandoned after a fire. In 1987, the receptionist they spoke to, she died in that fire. So did the woman in room 313, burned alive, clawing at the window that wouldn't open." No one had been inside the Merrick house since the night it burned in 1991. They said the fire started in the basement. No one survived. But 30 years later, when 16-year-old Tyler and his older brother Mason moved into the house next door, they found something strange. A narrow storm door half buried in the dirt behind their shed. It wasn't on any property map. No lock. Just rusted chains, broken. One night, after dinner, they heard it. A knocking sound. 3 slow thumps. Coming from beneath the ground. Mason, always the brave one, grabbed a flashlight and said, "I'm checking it out." Tyler followed. He shouldn't have. They pried the storm doors open. Inside was a stone stairwell, steep, narrow, disappearing into pitch black. The air smelled like ash and rot. Mason went first. His flashlight beam barely reached the bottom. "Ty," he called, "there's something here." Then the light flickered, went out. Tyler shouted for him. No answer. When he stepped down, he heard it, breathing, slow, wet, too close. He turned on his phone light. The walls were covered in soot, and handprints, hundreds of them, some small, some far too big. Then he saw it. A shadow at the end of the hallway. Not a person. Something bigger. Its body was tall, thin, with twisted limbs, and fingers like claws. It moved fast, but not toward him. It dragged Mason by the ankles, backward, into a room and slammed the door. Tyler ran after him, screaming. The door wouldn't open. Behind it, he heard Mason's voice. calling his name, and something else whispering beneath it. Then silence. Tyler ran out of the basement, back into the night. By morning, the entrance was gone, buried. Grassware. The storm door had been . No one believed him. They say he lost his brother in the woods, ran away from the guilt. But sometimes, when the house is still, he hears knocking beneath the floorboards. 3 slow thumps, and sometimes, in his dreams, Mason is there. But his eyes are gone, and his mouth keeps whispering. It took me, now it wants you.
These were tonight's stories, but remember, they didn't come to scare you, they came to wake you up. If your heart's still beating, you belong to Fears. Subscribe, hit the bell, because fear doesn't knock, and if you feel shadow move and don't turn around. The story has ended us, but someone's still watching you.